Hello, students. Let's start session number 15. Today, we'll be dealing with legal and political factors. But before that, let us check it out what we have studied in the earlier classes. We have studied international business environment factors, the macro environment factors, and economic factors. Legal and political factors. We have studied international business environment factors, the macro factors, the micro factors, and we have learned one of the external factors, that is economic factor. Legal and political factors. Okay, so we'll be in this session 15. We'll be learning two kinds of factors, that is legal and political factors. Legal and political factors are as follows. That is, first is political ideologies. The political ideologies are different from country to country, or different from nation to nation. Sometimes it differs from continent to continent as well. So we have three types of political ideologies. One is democracy, totalitarianism, and communism. When we come for democracy, democracy is a system wherein the people are elected for public offices. Like elected representative makes a decision on behalf of all. Like our prime minister, he is an elected prime minister or chief minister. He is an elected chief minister. That means we people have voted. We people have voted for. We people, as India being a democracy, we people have voted, and hence they represent us, and they decides and they take the decision on behalf of all of us. Totalitarianism. A totalitarianism is a system. Okay, it's a political ideologies where the religious leaders hold a lot of importance, more importance than the prime minister, the chief minister, or whichever minister is there, whichever minister it is. For example, Iran, Ayatollah Khamenei. Okay, there is a religious leader. Whatever he says, he is the religious head as well as the government head. Okay, that is called totalitarianism, wherein the religious leader assumes the main role in the politics of the country, and it influences the politics of the country. We have seen one factor, and legal and political factors are as follows, like types of political system, political stability, and political risks. We'll be seeing each one of them separately. Okay, type of political system. There are many. Legal and political factors, as I told you, type of political system. Any company which want to go international, in the company and the country in which it want to extend its business operation, it becomes very important for that particular company to analyze what kind of political system prevails in that particular country. It is a parliamentary system, or it is an obsoletic system? In a parliamentary system, what happens before any decision is taken, people are consulted, and people can participate in the parliament by the way of elections and keep their words, as well as the people who are elected. They represent the public. They represent the public. So it becomes very important. It becomes very important for a company to analyze the political system. What kind of political systems are there? Even here, you might have seen in countries like America, you have presidential system. Here you have parliamentary system, but both are elected, both are represented, or the representation of the public. So it doesn't matter. But when it comes to political stability in the parliamentary governments under types of political system, Here it says like it can be two-party system, multi-party system, three-party system. If the recently concluded American elections, it was like it was two-party system. Two-party system in the sense that there is only Democrat and Republicans. The Democrat and Republicans take contest for the presidential elections. That is a type of political system. You're gonna see, you're gonna analyze whether it is communist or whether it is democracy, whether it is parliamentary system, even in democracy, if it is parliamentary system or presidential system, and whether it is parliamentary or absolute. Absolute means it's a closed where there is no representation from the local public. Then you have political stability. Political stability plays a very important role. If there is no political stability, in case of, you see example of Venezuela, because of countries like Venezuela and other African countries, and though the Venezuela is South American country, you can see African countries also. The political stability is a problem, and the political risks. A political risk is different from political stability. And political risk, what happens? There is a sudden change of the policies, and there is sudden change of policies, rules, and regulations. If you're starting a business, there might be some rules and regulations before you start a business. But when you start a business, the rules and regulation changes, which is not in your favor. So it is a political risk. Okay. Then you have another attitudes towards a nation. Okay, how is a particular attitude towards a nation? Even that counts. International relationship. How is the relation of your home country with other countries matters? See, for example, countries like Pakistan, they do not have that much of respect with other countries. But when you speak about India, and India has a very good relationship among, almost with all the nation except few like China and other countries. But the international relationship also matters whenever you're thinking of going for international business environment. Not only that, if we look from other perspective, that international relationship, how is the host country's relationship with other countries? You cannot go all of a sudden want to start a big organization in countries like the Ethiopia or Somalia. Okay, you cannot all of a sudden, without any research or without anything, you cannot start a company or that, because uh, the host countries should have the good international relationship, the good international reputation, at least international recognition. International crisis. You have seen the refugee crisis. You have seen many other political crises. So you should be very sure that there should be, wherever you're starting your organization, wherever you want to extend your business as a part of the international arm, you make sure that there should be no international crisis. Like I'll give the example of again Venezuela. The inflation is so much over there that for even for a piece of bread, you'll be requiring 5 to 6 lakh rupees. Though I may be exaggerating, but just to make you understand that is the situation. You need to take a bundles of notes whenever these things happens. I mean, this kinds of super inflation happens over there. There are so many international crises. For international crisis, we can take the example of even wars. You cannot extend your business in the war ravaged countries or where the war is going on. For that purpose, you cannot start your business in Azerbaijan and Armenia. Okay, as of now, because um, there is a war going on. There are some tensions that is going on in that particular part of the world. Thank you very much. But before winding class, I'd like to say few more things about political risks. Political risks can be of many types. Okay, it can be confiscation. Okay, it can be nationalization. It can be, confiscation means whatever the property of the nations, whatever the property of the international, what are the property of the company, of the international company, multinational company, or transnational companies are there. What they're going to do is they're going to confiscate. That means they're going to, the government of that particular nation will acquire all your property. Okay, it is also a political risk. It is also a political risk. The second political risk is expropriation. The next political risk is expropriation. In expropriation, what happens is, here in confiscation, you're not going to be paid compensation. If the government is undertaking, has decided to decided to acquire all your your entire company, you'll not be compensated. That is called confiscation. But if you but if there is expropriation, you'll be paid compensation. Then you have domestication. You have domestication and nationalization. Nationalization means it'll be made. Nationalization is the process of shifting the ownership of private company from the private individuals to the institutions. Okay, to the institutions of the government. So the government will take over. Okay, that is called nationalization. From the public sector, those institutions will come under. From the private sector, those institutions will be put up in the public sector companies. And domestication, that means a foreign company will give all over relinquish all its rights in the favor of a domestic company. That is also called a domestication. Okay, these are all the various risks associated. Let us go for the other factor, that is social factor. Social factors are directly influencing on the business. These factors are lifestyle, family, socioeconomic status, and religion. It is very, very important. Socioeconomic factors, especially in India, it matters a lot. In countries where all the countries it matters a lot, but still in India it matters a bit more. Okay, let us start this session. In social factors include various factors like lifestyle, family, socioeconomic status, and religion. The social factors includes aspects like languages, preference, eating habit, the lifestyle, the family, the religion, the gender, and the social institutes, as well as traditional beliefs. All these things will be taken into consideration when we speak about the social factors. See here, it's very interesting to see the world map. You have two countries side by side when you go to Europe. There are France and Germany. Though they are culturally same, they have the same culture. Though the languages are different, they have the same culture, but the eating habit differs. People from France eat more than the people from Germany. Okay, this is what this is why social factors become very important in learning the different aspects. I mean, different factors that can influence the business environment. Okay, little thing. Let us see the social factors, customs and habits. The first social factors is the custom and habit. The custom and habit differs from one country to another country. As I told, it's different from one country to another country. So according to the customs of that particular country, the business, the organization have to streamline the product according to those customs and habits. If you're not following the customs, if you're not paying due consideration to the customs and habits of the various customs and habits of the particular country where you're being hosted, then it's very hard for a business to survive and prosper. The lifestyle, you should see the lifestyle. When you see a lifestyle in India and the lifestyle of the USA, you can draw a line. You can draw a line of difference. The lifestyle is totally, when you see the Western lifestyle is totally different, and the traditional lifestyle what we have in India, it's totally different. So even the lifestyles plays a very important role. If you follow the same ethnocentric approach and it do not give important consideration for the social factor, then it's very difficult for a business to prosper and survive. The belief and the value. The belief and values differs from society to society, not from country to country. It differs even from society to society. Okay, it differs from one region to another region, and yes, one country to another country. So is a company, wherever they're hosted, they're supposed to give full consideration, take into account the belief and values, and also respect those beliefs and values. Those beliefs and values in order to prosper and survive. Festival and marriage system. You might have seen the festivals in India. There are many festivals in India. That is what it makes beautiful our country. You have Deepavali, you have Eid, you have Navratri, you have Durga festival, you have Muharram, you have Eid Milad, you have Yugadi, we have Pongal. Okay, there are so many festivals in India, and the marriage system is totally different. We Indians, we believe in big fat wedding, but it is not like in the Western region, in the Western, I mean, in the Western countries, it's totally different. And you go for African nations, the marriage system differs over there, and the festivals differs over there. So if you really want to develop your business and get more customers and get more profit, you're supposed to understand the festivals and the various systems, the traditions of the marriages. Only then you can prosper in your prosper and survive and prosper in the host country. And religion, religion plays a very very important role. If you are if you are producing alcohol, it's very obvious that you cannot go to the Gulf countries like Iraq, Iran, Syria, Saudi Arabia, Yemen, Oman, Bahrain, Qatar, Kuwait. You can absolutely not go there and open. For that matter, Egypt, Libya, Tunisia, Algeria, Morocco, Mauritania, Mali, Niger, Chad, Sudan, South Sudan, Eritrea. You cannot go to these countries. You cannot go to these countries and establish your establish alcohol alcohol factories. Okay, this is the why religion plays a very important role. In the same way, you cannot do business of pork. I mean, the pig fat. You cannot sell to those countries. So religion becomes a very important social factor. And socioeconomic status. Socioeconomic status is also one of the very important social factor, buying behavior of the consumers. You have to learn if you really want to develop your customer, develop in the host countries and understand your customers. You have to understand the buying behavior of the consumers, because the buying behavior changes from country to country. Okay, which are the various or the buyers very impulsive, or the buyers make decision before they actually buy something. All those are really important. Then you have family system. A family systems is a very very important consideration. In addition to the religion, family system has its impact on international business. In most of the Islamic countries, women play less significant role in the economy and also in the family. And even when you speak about when you speak about America, there is both the gender, there is no much gender gap. But when we come to countries like the Islamic countries, there is a gender gap there is a gender gap. I mean, the women or the women play less significant role than their male counterparts. When you go for the African countries, it's the same. The women are given like a lesser role, a less significant role than their male counterparts. So you have to understand all this system, all this, all this system that is this system. You should understand this system so that you can develop your business and take decisions which can be fruitful for your business. Fashion and trends. You have been known fashion trends. We Indian, we have our own fashion sense. And when you see the Western countries or European and American and the African countries, there is a quite striking difference between our culture and their culture. We were uh, this jeans is not our culture. Okay, this culture doesn't, this fashion doesn't, this is not our fashion. That is, this fashion has come from there, the trends have coming from there, eating pizza and eating pizza at your Domino's and Pizza Hut. Okay, that is not our fashion or trends. Okay, so you have to see how these are fashions or trends, and according to that you have to develop yourself. Thank you very much. This is Khadir Pasha, GFGC Assistant Professor, GFGC Pagada. Meet you in the next session.